maybe this is actually now turning into space. Indeed. We need to have a knife round stat, basically. So HLTV, if you're listening, make that happen, please. Or if I missed it, please tell me where it is, because I didn't see it yet. It could be interesting. But let's stay with this game for now, as we have a pistol round record of 13 wins in 22 pistol rounds for Gplay. So they are not looking too bad on the pistol round, almost 50-50, you know. On the other side, on Space Soldiers, they have won 8 out of 14, so they won the majority of them. So let's see. They basically have to fight it out and find out who is the better pistol round player in this matchup. Right now, the Terrorists heading to the A bomb site against the CTs, who only have Xantares on CT spawn on the A bomb site, and it is the normal setup on CT, right? You just go for the retake.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Xantares' position is really good. It's a very powerful position, but they don't smoke him off, and that's interesting. That means that NKL can get the first frag, and that's really big. Spiley, they're already the bomb plan, and the bomb plan is for Slope, so I would already say this round is pretty much Gplay, as Space Soldiers will have a very hard time getting back into this round. E1 takes down NKL after NKL takes down Turgux, and now Mark Nui needs to land some insane shots to make this work, but unfortunately he takes one to the face by Spiley, and it's all down to E1. He's got no kit. He has so many players to find, and a bomb plant for Slope. This is all Gplay.
Yeah, indeed. E1 doesn't have anything to say about this round. Gplay with a 4 surviving pistol round, pretty decisive, but it was all down to the CT spawn pressure by the Terrorists. They not only removed Xantares from that position, but also pressured the CTs on the rotation, and that's the key play on the pistol round. And maybe not only on the pistol round, but also in the rifles, but it's even more important on the pistol round to deny that retake. Good job by Gplay, already heading into this game with a lead.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't seen very many CT rounds from Space Soldiers so far, and I think E1 is the best CT player at this event. He is so aggressive on the CT side, and he works it so well every single time. So I think that's why Space Soldiers are having these crushing defeats. It's because E1 never really gets into his groove, he never gets to play, he never gets the confidence. And, you know, not having any CT rounds, he just can't play his game, and that's really, you know, you want Xantares to carry, who now goes down, but you also want E1 on that CT side to be an integral part in the win for Space Soldiers. And since they've lost most of the knife rounds, he hasn't been able to play his game. And
it's kind of the device mechanic applying to E1 right now.
Yeah, because it's, if you don't ever get the chance to play your game and you're a very aggressive player, you will get into uncomfortable positions where you can't really, if you can't play your own game, well, you'll have to play some other's game. And if you play some other one, like another player's game, you will fail, as he is better at that than you are. And E1 getting one, only also getting one. Turgux is the last man standing. There's not much to cast in this round, as it is a pretty quick and easy round.
Straightforward there by the Terrorists. Not allowing the CTs to upset them, but Space Soldiers didn't invest too much into this round. They weren't balls deep, so Gplay able to get that second round on the board. Slow start to this game, I have to say. As Spacers are now back to a full safe, they don't wear any protection, and that's quite important, right?
Yeah, protection is one of the most important things in not only the game, but also the world. So E1, it's actually a really good stack by Space Soldiers. They must have read this very well. Dreamer takes out one, Magnuri also gets one. Xantares seeing if he can find any, but he can't quite. Dreamer gets another, and that's Dreamer for you, you know. He's always so solid. And E1 makes it out of there, but what is there to gain from him getting out of there? He's going to come back in to show all he did was reload, and he's back. Only takes out one more, and E1, last man standing. They're just going to be standing and waiting for him to rush into their crosshairs, and eventually he will drop. Thinking about what I was trying to explain with E1, it's like that brilliant quote. It's something about don't ever argue with an idiot, because they'll bring you down to their level and beat you in experience.
Yeah.
I feel that's kind of the same with E1. You know, he can't play his own game, so he gets brought down to, you know, their level, and they beat him in experience.
Yeah, indeed. So now AWP already by only, but you emphasize that the AWP on the CT side is the most important weapon actually, and he doesn't have any armor, so no protection again, and E1 gets that frag but drops down to 11 HP. The bomb is lost, and only should have spotted that lying there in middle. NKL though gets back onto Xantares, makes it a 4v4 again. Gplay holding on to middle control, not letting loose yet, but they are headed to the A bomb, so without the bomb now actually one has to get back there and kind of, oh, I forgot my back over there as Bubble and NKL go to work on the CTs. Tugux is the last man standing for the CTs, and he does get that frag in middle, but only briefly, and he decides to shy away already, goes for the save, or actually, yeah, he goes for that save. The terrorists on the hunt, they want to remove that weapon in the hands of Space Soldiers, and he could make it a little bit more expensive, but he fails in doing that. Spy Leader with the kill, 4-0 in favor of Gplay now.
Yeah, the issues for Space Soldiers is that whenever Gplay makes an execute, they get the kills so fast, the rotations are so slow at coming in, and then Gplay have a man set up to watch that rotation, and because it's so slow, they can actually get a very good position and just stop that right when it begins. Also, E1 actually going aggressive that round, got a kill on short. Dropped down to 11 HP, but still got the entry, and another E1 headshot that again opens up the round for Space Soldiers. So he is maybe getting back into his groove, and they really need him to dance away today, because this is the most important match of the event for them, and E1 is, you know, very important for them, especially on the CT side.
Yeah, together with Xantares, they are the two top fraggers for them. We have to point out though that Space Soldiers is not playing with their usual lineup. Usually they have Despy around, but he can't participate out of various reasons that you might look up yourself. So Mark Newey is standing in for him basically. He's doing a good job, but maybe Despy has those kind of support plays. He is a support player, so maybe he makes Xantares and E1 shine even brighter. And that kind of might be one of the reasons why Space Soldiers is lacking that small step to bring them over the edge and win a game against Gplay right now.
Yeah, going down pretty much 5-0 so early on, it can be very hard, but right now I feel the meta in Mirage is pretty much that the T side is actually kind of favored in team games. You can get down a couple of CT rounds. You still need a pretty even half, but you can string very many rounds together on T, as you can just crush the economy of the other team. I mean, it is like this on any map, but just feels like Mirage is one of those maps where if you have a FAMAS instead of an M4, it's a big difference. You don't do as much damage, and a lot of the engagements are actually at range. So this AWP is so important. It's so important, and I think the M4s are very important as well. But that's why it's nice that on Nuke we saw Space Soldiers continuing to force buy every single round because they lost so many, and now we see them kind of eco to get a big buy-in. That's nice.
Yeah, Mike Newey actually has that scope in his hands. And this time he wears protection as well. He moves into the A bomb set. Everybody is flashed. The bomb goes down. Two CTs go down to NKL. Good frags by him. McNewy is able to pull it back, but only to a 4v3. Now McNewy with another one, making it a 3v3. He's down to 29, but still standing tall for his squad. Bubble thinks about peeking him, and he does it, and McNewy with a triple. Now he's pulling it back. Spy Leader and Victor in a main. McNewy with a fourth kill, and E1 closes out Victor. What a performance by the stand-in player.
That is fantastic play. Bubble, I mean, he didn't even play that wrong, I would say. He played very well. He waited for so long, but the problem was that McNewy only had to cover Bubble. The teammates that Mark Newey had were kind of pushing the A bomb side, and since the two other players were set up in slope, Bubble had to be the first guy to peek. No one would take the attention away from Mark Newey in that position that he had, and that meant that Mark Newey could just wait long enough until Bubble had to peek to make sure that his teammates didn't get creeped up on. And, you know, 4 kills, very well played. He hit every single shot that he should have. I don't think he even missed a shot, and that is just, you know, that's a good AWP player right then and there.
Yeah, just sick play by Mark Newey. Now he needs to come up with something like that as well as they're in a 4v3. Mark Newey just keeps hitting those shots. He goes for the flick onto Bubble, but misses that. Bubble is still smoked off though, and he can't do anything on the A bomb side. Mark Newey now uses a nade. Well, if the bullets don't do the trick, a nade might do. And Bubble is alone. He retreats from the A bomb side, tries to at least get the C4 down on B. and get that cash for his squad. But Space Soldiers are definitely back in the game, and that maybe that 4K sparked that flame again that they had for Nuke for a second. Gplay managed to extinguish that thanks to a great play by Bubble, and Bubble is still alive, so maybe he can do the same on Mirage right now. If he shuts them down, Space Soldiers might crumble.
I feel like they're kind of outsmarting themselves here. Magnui finally rotates, but there were still 3 guys on A bomb site. I'm not sure if he actually saw Bubble there. He must have not, as he's still watching the right side. But having 3 versus 1 and all set up on the A bomb site, that just gives Bubble a free bomb plant. And, you know, Bubble just is playing this very well. But if he gets the bomb plant and they still have long rotations, which it seems they do, then he could actually win this. He was so good on Nuke. And if he just takes out Mark Nui early on, this is very dangerous. And look at this, he actually gets the frag now. E1 and Tugux left stranded on the other bomb site, and Bubble has so much time to work with, and he is such a talented player. He's one of the great aimers of Gplay, and he just takes these 1 versus 1 duels. Unfortunately, he loses it, but had he won that, it would have been down to a 1 versus 1, and it was definitely doable. So
theoretically, he played it right.
Yeah, I would say it's a bit of a misplay by Space Soldiers, as Mirage talked about it earlier, that you can really fake out your opponents and go for the other bomb site. It wasn't a fake from the start, but it turned out to be as his teammates fell, and he had to rotate all the way around the bomb site. There were still 3 guys set up on the A bomb site, and they should have, to be honest, in my opinion, at least rotated 1 player around. Magnui rotated to mid, but why would Bubble take the challenge in mid?
Yeah,
it seems a bit weird.
Yeah, maybe they just wanted to be extra sure that he doesn't creep into the A bomb site back from middle to have eyes out on that. Let's see how Gplay will execute this round, as they have the first frag in the back, courtesy of Victor, going to work on B short already. The CTs went out for a kind of aggressive peek to see if anything is coming their way, and E1 got put down into his place straight away. Sit down, said Victor. And Gplay in control of middle. They will go to the A bomb site. They have 4 players lined up for that execution. Dreamer will be supporting them from behind, and Santaris with the first frag. Now Victor with the second, making it a 4v3. And Victor is so low, it's basically 3.5 men against 3 CTs. And Mark New with the nade. Oh, the bomb plan. Yeah, that is actually turn of events in favor of the CTs, thanks to Mark Newey once again. He's making it happen for the CTs. Now the C4 gets put down, but the CTs have enough time to rotate their players just to meet their makers as NKL and Bubble get the frags, and Bubble puts Santaris down to 1 HP. Even though the terrorists are just as low, he can't actually get himself into the bomb site, and Bubble makes it 6-2.
And the money is going to be interesting here. Look at this. They have the eco. There's no point in buying this. So Space Soldiers on another pistol round, essentially, and Tugux 1 kill, 7 deaths. I don't think that doesn't do him justice, as he's been rotating from the B bomb site to the A bomb site every single round. But
yeah,
maybe this is time to take a risk, and it seems like they are. They're going to be pushing out mid. This was not the risk. Oh, how did they get that up? Who bought that for Mark Nui?
I think somebody had 4.9k. So they decided to
So they did actually take a huge risk, but so far it's paid off. Magnui already with 1. He's playing really well, but look at the guy in apps. Magnui needs to watch his flank, as the guy is going to be coming out, and that is Bubble. He could catch Magnui, but who is going to win this duel? Bubble so far is taking a lot of attention, and the B-bomb site play is going to be coming in just a second. So Tugux actually spots them, and that is very important, because now they are going to be rushing in, and Mark Nui needs to get a good position. He's a bit too slow on the rotation, but might just make it in time. He needs to catch one of these very early on, or he won't ever get in, and he should just go save his gun. But look at Bubble as well. Bubble is coming around the CT spawn, and Mark Nui might not know. So Santaris goes down, and Mark Nui has already made the play. He actually gets one that's NKO and gets taken out. So the risk, you know, they made a lot of economic damage, but Gplay with a lot of money still, and probably not worth it. They can still force up with Famasis, but E1 having to go with a USB, I thought, but he actually got dropped an M4. I'm not quite sure. I think Mark Nui is going to be playing a pistol, and just a pistol, no armor. So probably just going to be spotting into mid, and if he sees anyone, he's just going to be falling back, maybe try to pick up a gun after one of his fallen comrades.
Use him as a mobile decoy, so to speak, and a mobile device to take a look at different angles to see what is happening over there.
Yeah, information, yeah.
Yeah, like a robot that you used to have on Mars or something like that. Space Soldiers and Mars fitting quite nicely. Gplay though on 7 rounds on the terrorist side already, and Dreamer gets that easy frag on Centaurus. That was not very aware by him. Magnew makes a frag happen onto NKL, but Victor and Dreamer will probably make this round go the terrorist's way again. Tugux and Only still standing. Only gets a tag but gets dinged by the nade, and Bubble just shuts him down with the AK. So Tugux, the in-game leader of the Turkish squad, is the guy with all the pressure on his shoulders, and Bubble is not allowing him to get back into this round. Now you can see the Gplay fans actually from Bulgaria over here in Romania. That's just great to have support even though the team has traveled so far.
But again, we see Space Soldiers continuing to buy every single round, and maybe they should just eco. They are doing the Titan-esque play of just, you know, keep on buying, but, you know, kind of eliminating the possibility of getting back into the game. Comebacks are hard to make happen when you can't win your 1v1 duels and you keep buying every single round. Yeah. And at the same time, you know, I feel it is possibly a bit of a misplay by Tugux. He's the in-game leader, and it seems like they take the A bomb site by, you know, with easy entries every single round. They get that bomb plant in a very deadly position every single round, and he has no answer to it. That might be the difference between an in-game leader by spy leader who can just control his team, make the right decisions every time, and then Tugux, who seems to be on the wrong bomb site every single round, and his teammates not stacked properly either.
Yeah. So this anti-eco goes the way of Gplay, there's no doubt about that anymore. 5 terrorists, not actually too much damage dealt in total to the T's, as well as Spy Leader now gets his triple kill in his anti-eco. 9-2 in favor of Gplay. They're getting closer and closer to the $1,100 if you kind of, you know, exchange that.
Yeah, change the currency.
I think, yeah, indeed. Thanks for helping me out on that one.
We see the Magnewi on the orb once again. He's been so good so far. I think he's got 11 kills already. And the one round where he only had a pistol actually jumped out of the smoke in window down into mid and got a kill. I mean, the plays that he is making work right now are very interesting, I'd say, because he's taking some really big risks, but they're paying off for him. And he, you know, if someone came up to me and said that Space Soldiers had a star player and only watching this match, I would definitely say it's Mark Newey. He's doing fantastic work. But another play now, this time it's on B, and Tugux is finally on the right bomb side, but he does actually take down one, but the bomb once again going to the A bomb side, so that's the wrong call. They've got one man set up on the side, and they don't know. He can get 2 here, only gets 1, and now Bubble goes down. This might be the turning point. Only 3 kills, a hat-trick of frags. Spy Leader, last man remaining. Mark Newey and Only to find, and these are the 2 top performers for Space Soldiers in this map so far. So this might be really hard. Mark Newey, unfortunately, misses the shot. Needs to make sure that he doesn't die here. They have the timer running already pretty low, and if he needs to go get the bomb and get both kills, or get the bomb and the bomb plant, with only 30 seconds left and 2 CT players to find, this is going to be so hard for Spy Leader, who is now risking it.
Look at Mark Newey now completely out-circling Spy Leader. They're not allowing him to get that.
And look at the Molotov. And Mark Newey gets him on the Molotov. Probably a bit more in the hands of Only there. Had the Molotov not been there, he would have still had it. But a very big display by Only. 6 kills for him, 4 in 1 round. And Mark Newey again. I mean, what more is there to say? Yeah,
that's just Only with their position. It seemed like there was a lack of communication on Gplay for a second, because there was that other player that exposed himself to Only, and he didn't even turn, even though his teammate just got killed by Only in that situation. So that was a little bit sloppy, but Gplay are up 6 rounds, so those kind of small hiccups are excused for now. 4v5 in favor of the Terrors early on. Centaurus goes down, 2 FAMASs on the CT, so the money is still not looking too good for Space Soldiers, and we don't have too many rounds left in this half, so Gplay might look at a very, well, they are looking at a very successful Terrorist side already, but they might make it even more successful. The T's now with only 1 player on the A bomb side. That what you just said, with Tugux calling kind of the wrong stacks, is applying in this one as well. Now good nade raining into the apartment, taking Bubble down to 55 HP, but NKL shuts down Magnew and Spy Leader onto only, making it a 2v5. E1 and Tugux need to save their guns. There's no point in losing them anymore, as E1 still gets that frag, but he kind of saved his own life. Now Tugux senses some blood. He wants to go for more. He doesn't retreat, and Dreamer takes him out for that.
But only 4 HP on Dreamer was pretty close. I don't see why you would go for that, because now once again no money, and Gplay once again has so much money. Like, what are they trying? Are they trying to break the economy that is unbreakable with only so few rounds left? I mean, Tugux needs to go for some risks. If you're on the CT side and you're back like behind by this much, you need to take some risks. You need to make some risky stacks, and it seems like Gplay, they don't even kind of test the waters on B. Even like either they go straight for B or they go for a test the waters play on A. So they don't get much, you know, information from the B bomb side when they play it. That means that the set strats are already in the making from spawn. Either they end on B or they end on A. They don't get any information from playing B. So if they just had one player playing on B, you know, could stack 4 guys on A, and this might be what changes the round. But you know, we'll see if it happens. Santara is getting a single kill. That Spy Leader, the in-game leader, now getting a chance to command his teams while being dead. Only in a very interesting position, actually, a very good one at that. But he's got 3 T's creeping up, and there's no way he's gonna get more than 1 here. They're gonna have to miss a lot of shots for him to get more. He's gonna get 1. Can he get more? No, not quite. And Dreamer takes him out. So 3 versus 2 situation. It is kinda doable. It's not the worst situation that Space Soldiers have been in, but it's definitely not going to be easy, and with these Molotovs, it's just going to be delayed. Again, the bomb plant for Slope, and E1 could actually go for this bomb defuse straight away, as the smoke is actually blocking it, but unfortunately he has no kit, and then that's probably why he's not going for it. There's an AK that he's looking to find, and he will. So if he can find the player in Slope, and that is Dreamer once again. 3 kills for him. He had 2 last round. I mean, Dreamer on 13 kills and only 5 deaths. He's doing phenomenal work.
Why didn't he switch to the AK in that situation?
He probably knew that he didn't have a lot of time, so he wanted to stick with the 5-7, see if he could get the kill in Slope. Also, you know, thinking really in-depth, maybe he thought that the AK didn't have many bullets, and if he had to fight both of them, he would have to reload in between, so he would have to spend an additional time, and with no kit, there was a lack of it, so he had to try to get the first kill in Slope so fast, take out the AK, and then fight the last guy.
Only the way forward with the 5-7 in that situation.
But only dropped by Victor. Dreamer takes out Mark Nui. Tara seeing if you can find anything with the Deagle, not paying off, but Dreamer gets another, Bubble gets 1, and now it's again all left to Tugux, who is once again on the wrong bomb site. It's been like this the whole half, I'd say.
Yeah, it's maybe also unlucky, but as I pointed out already, Gplay are just phenomenal on Mirage. They won against Penta with a 16-9, which is quite a good score. And even though Penta exchanged players, it's still just a good scoreline against the tier 1.5 team, I would call Penta right now. Well, maybe not anymore right now, but they were at that point.
Yeah.
So now we head into the second half of possibly the last map. So let's hear if you're still alive, crowd. Give me a big up. That's how we roll here in Romania, Bucharest, welcoming the CSGO scene, and has been a great tournament so far. Maybe Space Soldiers can actually prolong this final for $1,100, roughly $1,100, and especially the bragging rights to win the regional championship. E1 now with the first frag. Much needed kill for Space Soldiers on the B bomb side. They have 4 players in apartments, and Xantaris is hanging out on A. He will be the guy to put a stick between the legs on the CT's rotation, and at the moment this is looking like the execution is prone to happen in just a second. Spy Leader is already ready with that flash in the hand, helping Dream out on there, and the smoke comes down by the terrorist. That good HE grenade, well, actually not that good, as the terrorists take way too much time. Bubble with a frag though onto Xantaris on the A bomb site, and the CT still left guessing where the terrorists actually are. That smoke might have been a fake as well, but now Dreamer spots all the players by listening to the footsteps. E1 with another frag on the spy leader. Dreamer in a vicious battle. He goes down to only. He just chimed in to help his teammate out over there. 4v2 situation in favor of the terrorists right now. Bubble is fighting back with one frag. Bubble takes it, take 9. He takes one down, but gets caught in the crossfire. And Space Soldiers win the pistol round. Much needed for them to get them into this match.
I would quickly like to explain that round. What actually happened was a fantastic call by Tugux. And, you know, what he actually did was that he had Santaris playing in apps. They had the rest of the Space Soldiers in B. The smoke was not a fail. It was to block off vision from the guy who was jumping. It's very easy to jump spot.
Yeah.
He couldn't do that anymore, so he couldn't know how many there were in there. Then Santaris pushes out, and the guy playing window actually rotates into jungle. Spy Leader fails the nade as well, so the nades were all used. And then they slow walked in, and Spy Leader's position on short meant that he couldn't see them coming in, so they actually got so much ground by just that one player on A. And also they caused the rotation, so it was very smart play. That gave them the round. That was the caller, not the individual plays. Maybe partly to E1's entry frag there in apps. But besides that, that was just phenomenal calling. I really love to see that.
Yeah, so Tugux making up for his CT side calling there in the first round. And Space Soldiers try to make it a 5-12 now with their 3 Galils and 2 AKs against the CTs who majorly invested into this round. 5-7 and 3 CZ75. Victor with the first. He picks up that rifle as well. Victor closes out another one, then goes down to only. The terrorists are still not out of the thick of things. Bubble goes to work onto E1 with a scout. The terrorists on the B bomb side, and they get encircled by the CTs. Dreamer with the CZ75 closes out. Mark Newey drops the bomb. Only is in kitchen, but can he cook anything spicy enough to take down the CTs? It's a 3v1, and he's encircled. He gets the first frag, but then he goes down to Spy Leader. 13-4 in favor of Gplay, winning that second round. Completely crushed the mentality on Space Soldiers, I believe.
There's actually so much to talk about. Like from an analysis standpoint, this game is really great right now. The reason why Space Soldiers lost that round was not because Gplay got so many kills and so on. Partly it was. But E1 was actually creeping up into window, coming from behind kitchen, and then got caught in the last second by the scout from Bubble. Since he was already on 30 HP, because he had been hit once, he went down, and then there was no, there was no kind of, crossfire. So Bubble made that round single-handedly, I'd say. Spy Leader taking out 2, and Santaris on only 1 HP. So some quick rounds right now, and they're just closing them out really easily.
Taking care of this halfway save round by the terrorists right now, and Gplay looking stronger and stronger. They just don't allow Space Soldiers to get anything, even on the third map. It looks like a very decisive scoreline right now. 10-round lead. Gplay about to make it match point, but Space Soldiers still have 4 rifles and attack 9 on E1 to make something happen with that. And the first few frags will decide where this goes. They have 2 people in A apartments, 2 in A main, and Santaris once again being the lurker in middle, just trying to throw off the CTs for a second. And look at Spy Leader though. He's coming in from behind on the terrorist. He checked out all the positions already, and if the CTs can delay the terrorist push, it could end up very awkward for them. Bubble with the first frag in middle onto Santaris. Now NKL spots everybody, and they don't even check the dark spot underneath the balcony. NKL runs out of bullets. He goes down to only. E1 maps up 1 frag, but now it's Spy Leader's time to chime in with the backstab. It's a 2v1. E1 with the FAMAS against 2 FAMAS. It couldn't be more equal, but they have to work against 2v1 disadvantage for E1. He fires away onto the first one, does have that position prone down, but he's running out of time. He needs to pick up the bomb as well, and the CTs have the very good crossfire setup. Spy Leader still has a smoke and a flash grenade to work with. Victor has a defuse kit, so they have everything they need basically, and E1 is running out of time. 20 seconds left on the clock. He's running out, and he catches all the bullets by Spy Leader and Victor. 15-4 in favor of Gplay. This looks like it could end in a 3-1 fashion right now.
And in a really one-sided 3-1 fashion, as Gplay have been really just crushing Space Soldiers every round. I don't really understand. E1 used the Molotov really awkwardly. He used a nade because he knew the position of one of the CTs. And then afterwards, he had a Molotov, but well, he knew the guy's position. If you had thrown the Molotov onto the site, the guy on the bomb site would have had to peek out. And then that makes the 2 versus 1 situation possible, but apparently, you know, decided not to, and that was, in my opinion, a very wrong decision. But Gplay with 11 match points coming up now, and it's you know, it's going to be really hard for Space Soldiers to come back in. Santaris really needs to land this kill, and he does. That's a great headshot from him. Spy Leader taken out early on the round, and it's rare that we see the Space Soldiers with entries. But now Santaris takes out another, actually. I was just about to say, drop to 2 HP, but he does it again. And this might be what Space Soldiers need. NKL takes out 1. I'm not quite sure what that was, but Santaris is still low, so it's quite equal. Turgox, what a great shot. Victor takes out 1. Santaris still low on HP, so 3 versus 2 situation, but much closer than the numbers show. Only, though, makes them numbers totally different, and Santaris closes out the round, so 15-5 in favor of Gplay. Let's make some noise for Space Soldiers!
So it is Bulgaria against Turkey in the end. So those two teams, those two nations actually have some history. You can look that up yourself. We have to focus on CSGO right now. The CT's on a safe round. They are messing up that. No, actually not. It popped up just in the right moment. So the terrorists smoke off middle, and they are going for the A bomb side with 4 players. Now only joins them in as well, and the CTs have 4 men pushing up into middle. They check that, and now they have so much information. They fall back into the A bomb site. This could be very hard for the terrorists to get this round on the board, even though they are up against the pistols of the CTs. And now E1 and only with the first frags, but Victor with a triple kill. Spy Leader tries to find another one. He's still on full HP. He puts down 2 rocks, and again against only for the map and for the $1,100 for the bragging rights to win the SEE ESL Championship over here in Bucharest. Gplay still in the round. The CZ75 is so dangerous, and the bomb is dropped right in front of NKL. Now only tries to figure out the good method to approach this round. Is he's spending a lot of time. NKL questions his position, and he actually moves back to CT spawn, and only with a double click makes it happen for Space Soldiers, gives them some more rounds to work with.
That was amazing, a 1 versus 1, and in such a crucial 1 versus 1, and he just taps away. 1 bullet was all it took, and NKL was down and out. But Space Soldiers almost down and out. Gplay still at match and series point, really. So Space Soldiers still have a long way to go, and they have 5 AKs though. Bubble with that off that we were talking about earlier, 3 FAMASs, so it is going to be hard for Gplay, especially with these strats that Space Soldiers are actually pulling off right now, that are working so well for them. And Space Soldiers looking to see if any CTs are going to go aggressive, but right now Gplay are playing this perfectly, and look at the guy pushing top mid. That is Victor, I do believe, and he might just ruin the whole T setup. They are going to be caught red-handed with smokes, possibly. And Victor, he might just win them the round single-handedly. NKL does a good job at that as well. Takes down Turgox, and E1 returns on him. Victor, quickly from behind, and I'm not even sure if they're ever going to get a bomb plant for Victor. Look at only, he's actually predicted it, and if he wins this duel, he does not quite yet. Bubble takes out 1, Spy Leader with 1. This could be the last round. E1 and only get it back. 2 versus 2, but only 40 seconds remaining, and the bomb dropped in no man's land, and they need to recover it before they can plant it, that's for sure. Dreamer and Spy Leader on full HP. Molotov comes in, Spy Leader is going to push, and he's going to find 1, and now it's all down to only, and he can't quite manage it. Spy Leader closes out the round, 2 kills for him, and it is 16-6 in favor of Gplay. Let us hear it for the champions of the ESL Southeast European Championship.